8 o'clock. It is that time of the year, or time of the day for the husband,
The what?
the issues. You did it again. It's the second week she didn't get it on cue. We're gonna roll it again. The husband,
The what?
the issues. Thank you all for tuning in with us. I am Brother Artiium Muhammad.
And I'm Sister Aqueelah Muhammad.
And today on The Husband, the Wife, the Issues, we are addressing
racism on college campuses.
HBCUs versus PWIs. That's right. It is a hot topic in the news today, Sister Aqueelah. First and foremost, you want to go over the rules before we get into it?
Yes, so we do not allow any cursing. We don't allow any derogatory statements. We want to keep it intellectual with our comments, and it can also be fun too, but we want to keep it positive, make sure that we can have a rational discussion about the topics.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Brother Fahim and Sister Jamila, Sister Tamar, Sister Leslie joined. Thank you also, Brother Hannibal. Please like our YouTube channel, The Husband, the Wife, the Issue. Subscribe.
Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the support.
As we go every Tuesday and Saturday.
What's up, Brother?
Every Tuesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Saturdays is more of our serious topic, but Tuesday is laid back, but still we do not digress, because we always want to keep it on the enlightened tip. So today on The Husband, the Wife, the Issues, we have racism on college campuses.
Yes.
First, what is racism, Aqueelah? What is racism?
So I looked it up because I wanted to be accurate in my description. I didn't want
actual facts, always.
Yes, and I thought it was important for us to go over the actual definition, because a lot of people think that racism just means that you dislike someone, and that's not true. That's more like prejudice, but that's not racism.
Oh.
So now, when I looked it up, it says that racism is a policy, a system of government, etc., based upon fostering such a document of discrimination, its hatred or intolerance to another race or other groups.
Hey, we got a Naples visitor. Thank you for joining in. So yes, so racism, policies, procedures, hate towards a different group. As we know, I am an alum of the Florida State University, but I've also had the opportunity, the privilege of going to a HBCU, Howard University. Racism, a lot of the time, we got some booze. Yes, that's booze. Because I'm a Cane by heart. Actually, UM's the last school I went to, but not to digress. It's in University of Missouri. A lot of college students now are shocked at the fact that they are facing racism. Are you trying to tell me that it just now started to happen, Aqueelah?
Yes, it is really amazing at the things that are going on. I know I was reading in the Final Call an article called Unwanted, Unwelcome, Unsafe, Black Students Confronting Campus Racism. And there was a woman, her name was Kimberly Jones, who graduated from the University of Missouri. And she talks, and her daughter goes there now, and she talks about the things that they're dealing with. She was dealing with too 30 years ago, when she didn't think that her daughter would have to go through the same things. So it's really interesting that we see that things have not changed from 30 years ago, from 50 years ago. We're still dealing with the same.
Nah, it's not true. Dr. King had a dream where we will all stand in line and hold hands. Isn't that progress? In fact, brothers can marry a white woman. That's got to be progress. Isn't that progress?
No, that's not progress.
So we haven't done anything as far as progress goes.
Well, we have done things as far as progress goes, but we're still dealing with the same issues of mistreatment, feeling unsafe. With all of the killings and murders going on, you can see that black people are still being killed just because of them being black.
Why do you think this is such a shock today for college students? Can we blame our parents? Can we blame those before us who didn't teach us about our open enemy? Is this generation have we been lulled to sleep to think that our enemy of 20, 30, 40 years ago is still our enemy today?
Yes, I believe that we have. I've seen something that I've seen very prominently in our community is that we don't talk to our children about the pains and the things that we went through. We want to just kind of act like it's better now, so I just want to teach my children to be the smartest, to be the best and the brightest, and they won't have to deal with it. It's almost like we think that giving our children education will shield them from the reality of this world. And if you talk to a lot of people, black people who are in the
Hello,
corporate
hello.
world, you will see that they deal with the same racism, if not worse, in some aspects because they're smart, because they have money, because they made it. They are facing more difficulty because, thank you, talking to the mic, because because they're smart, and people who are racist, that makes them even more angry to see us being great and excellent at what we do.
Okay, I got a question. Have any of you all ever experienced racism on a college campus? Now, what about those who are at an HBCU? They may think they are safe from racism. Is that the case?
Well, no, I would. Some black children don't know they are children of former slaves.
That is
Yes.
very true. Some of us black children don't know. We just had a comment that some of our black children don't know that they are children of former slaves. That is very
Yeah,
true.
we've completely wiped it from our. It's like we really take the forgive and forget, and we forgot what happened to us, and that's really important that we remember.
Thank you. Now, for those who say at an HBCU they may feel like they're safe. Actually, you know what? I'm willing to debate and willing to put up the thought that maybe the actual educational curriculum at an HBCU is a racist in itself. What you think about
Mm.
that?
Yeah, I would have to. I mean,
Because think about it. Think about it. When you get a degree, are we truly liberated, or are we still captive to our slave master? Are we truly liberated because we have a degree? Like, are we truly liberated? Like, do you think we are liberated because we have a degree? What you think of people?
well, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that a real education will train you in a way that you can make a living for yourself. And as far as all of these people with all of these degrees that don't have jobs, that's not proving that the education that we receive from our PWIs or HBCUs is a real education. So I would say we're missing something. We're paying all this money for school, but we're not able to make the money that we were promised.
Okay, we have someone say they make six figures. Now, is six figures have that? What is does your liberation? Can we argue that your liberation is not dependent upon your salary because slavery means
Educated and broke.
educated. You
Exactly.
can be educated and broke. That means you don't have the ability to expand beyond the control of the one that's educating you. So he said he makes six figures. I could contest. Well, how many jobs have you created? Because education, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us, it extracts from the human being the qualities of God in you, so you can reflect the Creator. It brings true education, as the Honorable Minister Farrakhan teaches, is supposed to bring out the best gifts and qualities of you
Yeah.
that God has given you to put to use to bring what you have in your mind into existence.
Right, exactly. And as you can see, most of us at best we're getting a degrees and then we're going into a job and that's it. That's the extent of it. We think we made it.
That is very
And
true.
yeah, not to
Student-
mention the student loans.
Yes, there's a new form of slavery, debt. The Bible speaks of it. That slavery, that debt is slavery. I mean, we all know why we work. It's not like we love it. If you're not doing what you feel you were born to do, then we are truly working just to pay our bills. I know that's what I'm doing right now. At this current moment, I have two jobs. Like, I work on the plantation, and then I have my getaway plan as well to get off of the plantation. Now, why do I want to do for self? Like, why would an individual want to do for self?
Well, when you're working for yourself, you're not relegated to being in a system where you have to act a certain way, be a certain way, just to fit into the culture. And you're free to do the things that you really want to do in life when you do for self. You're financially free. You can employ your brothers and sisters. you can move about. If there was something that you needed to do in your family, you can do what you need to do and still not worry about, oh, if I take a sick day, I'm gonna get fired, or if I do this, I'm gonna get fired. And I think that the joy that comes from being able to employ your people and help out your community is worth all of the hard work that you have to put in order to do yourself.
Now, I found some interesting facts. Back to great points, Aqueelah. That according to the Department of Justice, there was a reported 802 hate crimes at colleges and universities. What do you think about that? And according to the Department of Justice now, it was reported that 802 hate crimes were at colleges and universities.
Yeah, I think that it's true that we feel like we're safe because we're smart. And we have to remember that we cannot rise above the condition of our people and above what what the hearts and the minds of people who are in charge are saying and thinking. So we've seen all of the incidents where someone got killed just because they were black, not killed, murdered just because they were black. When you get pulled over by a police officer, they're not going to say, "Oh, you went to Drexel, Aqueelah, you're good." Drexel's a top 100 school, but that hasn't helped me to elevate myself in a way that I thought getting an education at Drexel would have.
That is very true. That is very true. I know even at Florida State University, yes, I agree. This is why the knowledge of self is very important because, I mean, there's this phrase that I hear a lot of our college graduates that are black say, you know, after they get their degree, there's this phrase that we love to use. We're now black, educated, and dangerous. Are we truly dangerous?
I wouldn't say that we are unless we're not really dangerous unless we're doing something with that knowledge. Just because you know something, it doesn't mean that you can do anything to affect change. And one thing that I like about what we saw at Missouri is the students got together and used their unity to make a change. When the football players jumped on board with Jonathan Butler, who was on the hunger strike, the schools stand to lose millions of dollars. They had a $1 million penalty just for missing that first game if they were to miss it. But in 2014, the football team alone made the school $83.7 million in revenue. So it is the fact that people were seeing that this was going to cause them to lose money. That's what actually stopped and said, hey, we got to make a change.
Someone asked us, are we racist? No, we're not racist. We don't have the power to.
Yes, actually, we just went over that.
Yeah, it actually first our mindset. I do not go around to hate anyone because of the color of their skin. I know the teacher, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We do not hate anyone because of the color of your skin. That's actually a sick mindset, I believe, to have to hate someone because of the color of their skin. Like, why is that's too much energy? It's not in our natures. We're taught our natures of righteousness. So
plus, we don't have any power to be racist.
Yes.
In order to be racist, you have to put in a system, a doctrine, which controls what people can and can't do. We can't do that. I don't own a university. I can't say no white people in here know this or know that. I can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So even if I didn't like people, which is not true, it's not about the color of your skin. It really is about the content of your character.
If we want to keep it 100, nothing we say here right now is going to affect anybody white from moving up the corporate ladder, their ability to get homes, their property taxes. Nothing we say will impact that. But however, if we were white, we could actually have the power to do that, which it is actually done here today. And we got statistics to back it up. I mean, it's, in fact, most cases, according to Arthur Levine, president of Columbia University's Teacher College, diversity issues account for 39% of student protests. I'm going to say that again. According to Arthur Levine, the president of Columbia University's Teacher College, diversity issues account for 39% of student protests. So most of what we're fighting here on college campuses is due to the fact that we have different races not getting along with each other. So how do we? Someone says, how do we change this? How do we change this racism that is present on college campuses?
Well, for one thing is we have to continue as a people to band together and understand that together we can make a difference. It's back to the quote that you said about 39% of the protests have to do with diversity. That's the whole problem in the first place. The fact that we have to tell universities that we need them to make changes for us is the problem. I feel like if I was the chancellor or the dean of the school, that I would want to make sure that everybody was happy and could do the things that they needed to do, and everyone got an equal chance at everything. But the fact that we even have to say, hey, you need to let more black students in, that's the problem. And I know being at a PWI, you can't go to school without having someone say, you just got in because of affirmative action. And that right there is a problem in itself. The fact that we have to tell people, not tell people, but tell universities, tell schools, tell jobs to hire black people, to hire people of other races, is the problem. If we didn't have to do that, then we wouldn't need things like affirmative action. And the fact that you're saying it is just proving it even further that is what's happening and that's what's going on.
And one of the solutions too, and great points, Aqueelah, having our own school systems. When you have your own, you don't worry about the hate that we find out when we are dealing with our open enemies. I mean, that is a given fact.
This person said, I went to HBCU and I've already succeeded. And I think that's one of the problems that we have in our community as well. Thank you for your comment as well, that we think of everything on an individual basis. There are lots of individual black people that are successful. But as a culture, we continue to go back. And a lot of times when we think that I've made it or I worked hard and I did it this way, well, guess what? If you get pulled over by a police officer who's racist and you're black, it doesn't matter that you made it. We saw when Oprah was in Europe and I forget which store.
Oh, that's right. She was in a store.
She
talk about Oprah.
Yeah. And the lady was telling her she couldn't afford the $40,000 purse. And Oprah can buy the whole store. But it didn't matter that she was Oprah. She was black. And we have to remember that there are so many cases of that happening. So we have to stop thinking on this individual level, and we really have to think my community, my people, us. We can't just think, oh, I made it, so I'm good.
I mean, yeah, that's a very great point. That's a wonderful point. I mean, just look at President Obama. At first, in fact, at Yale University, it's in the newspaper.
People feel I talk white.
They are debating whether or not these Halloween when white students can use blackface, is that if they were to take it away, would they be taking away their freedom of speech? So I mean, that's at Yale University. They're debating these issues about us. So and it all goes back to, we have an open enemy. I think a lot of us are on the illusion that because we grew up with white people, and I'm not saying every white person is evil. I'm not saying every white person is bad. We're not saying white people are bad because of the color of skin. We are looking at a system that is created that upholds white supremacy. And if they do not speak out or are trying to help that system, knowing that they benefit from the system, then they are as guilty as the one who created it.
Yes, exactly. I want to answer this person's comment about the fact that people say that you talk white because you speak properly. I have dealt with the same thing over and over again, and this is another thing that us as a community, we really have to work on. Ignorance does not equal your blackness. If anything, black people have created so many things. Like the person who created the system for Washington, D.C., the way that it structured the roads, how they lead away from the Capitol, that was created by a black man. Ignorance is not something that is a black trait. That was something that was put on us after slavery, throughout slavery, that we were stupid, that we were dumb, that we can't talk. that all of these things, they're just not true. And we're taught that really the way to destroy racism is through black excellence, as teaches the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Black excellence. Speak on that.
Yeah, so we definitely have to change the way that we communicate with each other. Definitely talking white is not speaking intelligently. That's not being white. That's being intelligent.
Exactly. There's a big difference. Now, there's a big difference between sounding white, because traditionally their voices are more high pitched, for instance, and then speaking proper. Speaking proper is not talking white. It's talking proper. If you're gonna speak a language, we're taught to master.
Yeah, master everything.
Our Mrs. Farrakhan teaches whatever we do, we're gonna master it.
Right. Exactly.
So that's a difference in it. Now, what about this? Now, today we are still going around and we are saying, I'm the first black person to do this. Do you think that's kind of a disgrace that still in 2015 that we still have I'm the first black person to have done this?
Yes, that is something that gets me every single time that I hear it. Oh, I'm the first black woman to do this or do that. It's 2015. Black people should be doing everything. It's not really any big deal to be the first to do this and do that and to wear it as a badge of honor. We should be mastering everything that we do, and we are doing that. And I think by letting our children and things continue to hear these things in 2015 is really crazy. Like, we really have to be doing much better than that, and to not just settle for, yes, I'm the first black person to do this.
Yes, and we got to give a big shout out as to the students of Missouri. Those I watched the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as he congratulated them based on our unity. That's a big demonstration that we all can learn from. The University of Missouri black students are coming together. And it is beautiful to see our brothers and sisters on the college campuses waking up, and they're making strides and making movement on these college campuses, letting them know that we are here. We're not sitting back, so we're taking a stand. So we want to definitely make sure all our collegiate students know that they too are involved in this economic boycott that we are having, that we are putting on.
Yes,
any final, well, not final
the minister
points, but
the minister was the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He was telling us that Missouri is really an example of how successful we can be when we use the power of our unity and the power of our dollars. So I just thought that was really important to show that for boycotting Black Friday, we can and will be successful if we band together and stay strong, and to do that as well. And then a person asked about how do we stop the killings for drugs in the inner cities of black on black crimes.
Oh, that's a very good question. We may want to table that for a topic that we may bring on for Saturday. Like I say, Saturdays are our more serious issues, because we are only a 30-minute program. And we have about several more minutes to go. But there are some new stats that I wanted to bring up.
Yes, Benjamin Banneker, thank you.
Yes, Benjamin Banneker. He also invented the clock, too. He was one of the ones that helped instrumental in the clock. To invent the clock. Oh, Brother Hammer, thank you, sir. We wish we could keep going. But we are just baby students. I'm a baby student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So we're still growing. And we thank you all. Also, we want to say thank you all for the topics that we have gotten on Twitter and on our YouTube channel. Again, subscribe on our YouTube channel. The husband, the wife, the issues, and we take any types of topics. Like I said, our Tuesday we will definitely give you a big smile. Our Tuesday is our more relaxed, laid-back topics, but we still take them on with the seriousness of an urgency. And our Saturdays, we're definitely and the unity of our people is more powerful than atomic bomb.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to make sure that I said before we leave this particular topic is that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan recently said in a broadcast that he was giving to pastors, and of course they aired it for everyone to see, was that the black community is a colony. And it's likened to a colony, and he went into the 13 original colonies that started the United States of America, and how the British were taking advantage of America So eventually they got together and fought back for their own independence. And I just thought that was really something powerful to think about how. Thank you for all of the love from Periscope. We
Yes,
see you.
all
Thank
of Periscope. Thank you. Oh, speaking of which, go ahead and finish. So I want to give you a knowledge dart or a moment of enlightenment.
Yeah. So back to the colony. So I looked up the word colony, and it is a country or area under full or partial political control under another country, and also a group of people of one nationality or ethnic group living in a foreign city or country. And I thought that was very interesting and important that he used colony, because it's talking about a particular group of people under the power of another group. And we have seen within colonies that their resources, their talent is being taken for the benefit of another place, which they are like kind of with, which is what the 13 original colonies were. They were kind of with Britain, but they were being taken advantage of. And you could say the same thing here, except for really, I wouldn't even say that being black in America, you're really considered a citizen here.
We're
and
not.
You can see
We're
that
not.
our talents, our skills, our abilities are being used, especially on college campuses with our athletes. They're making millions and millions of dollars for the universities, and the students barely get an education that will give them a real great start to life once they leave.
You're right about that. And knowledge dart, I guess we can call it knowledge dart. You said the American Revolution. Did you know the first casualty of the American Revolution was a black man by the name of Corpus Atticus? Did you know that? Did you all know that? That the first casualty in the American Revolution War was a black man by the name of Corpus Atticus. He died first. He met the bullet first.
No, I didn't know that.
He was the first one to die. So, there you go. We've been down for the cause.
Yes, we have been down for America since we've been here.
So that's our knowledge dart for the day. Our knowledge dart. Every day we want to definitely drop a new fact for the Honorable Minister Farrakhan teaches us that the joy of living
is the joy of learning.
It's the joy of learning. So that is our knowledge dart right at you. All right. Well, as we wrap this up, we're gonna have our last few minutes. We got couple more minutes for announcements.
Yeah.
Announcements.
So it's still about justice or else.
Still justice or else.
Yes, justice or else, and and we want to know that we are boycotting from
November 27th.
November 27th to January
Spit it out.
2nd. And we are doing this in order to redistribute the pain. We want everyone to know that we're in pain as a black community. We can no longer accept the treatment that we are getting. We keep seeing police officers be innocent of all charges or not even charged in cases of many of our black brothers and sisters just being beaten down in the streets. And so we are boycotting Black Friday from November 27th and boycotting all the way up until January 2nd. Not one dime. Thank you, Brother Hannibal.
Not one dime unless you buying black, which, you know what? If you are buying black, it's not that hard.
Visit justiceorelse.com.
Thank you, Sister Deandra. Visit justiceorelse.com and check in your local city for a local organizing committee. Join. This is not about you Muslim, you Christian. No, it's about change. It's about change. So change that we know we can believe in. So let's get on it. You can catch us again Tuesday, 8 p.m. We don't know the topic yet.
No, we're not yet. We haven't decided officially.
We haven't decided.
We might talk about hair though.
Might be hair.
Somebody mentioned hair, and they were talking about how the black community is really still all into hair. I know y'all saw my hair was straight last episode. It's curly now, so you know.
We might do a topic if you're natural doesn't mean you're nappy. So we might do something like that. So
yeah, natural versus nappy.
Natural versus nappy. I think we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. Look at it. So also our website will be launching Tuesday. It's gonna be husbandthewife.com. So we're gonna be launching the website this weekend. We have a minute left, so we want to thank you all again for your time. That's one of the most precious gifts as taught by the Honorable.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe.
Yes, if you haven't subscribed, If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, The Husband, the Wife, the Issue. Subscribe. We truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you. Shout out to my cousin Monique. We see you.
Oh, shout out to cousin Monique. We see you, cousin Monique. I want to give a shout. Thank God for I got my wife, so I want to give a shout out to God. And we want again thank you all again.
Deandra.
So until again, we thank you for tuning into The Husband,
The Wife,
the Issues, and may you all have a blessed and peaceful night.
Peace.